Hello, beautiful people. My name is Shirley, the host of the Shirlma Show. And today I'm here to give you 3 tips on how to successfully manage a team. So the first tip I would like to talk about is aligning your vision to that of your team members. Aligning your vision to that of the team members. So we always hear about defining your vision. You need your vision to be clear and understandable, right? You need your team to understand your vision. But most of the times, the aspect that is often forgotten is the fact that the team members come with their own dreams to join your business, right? You have people who leave their houses and all what they want is maybe bread on the table. All what they want is maybe to gain experience in order to get maybe better job somewhere. Then they come to this environment where all you talk about, all you focus on is my vision, my vision, my vision. Align your vision to that of your team members. This is what I mean by that, okay? So let me take for instance the Shirlma show. So on the Shirlma show, all my colleagues are aware of the fact that our aim is what? To encourage investors invest home, to assist startups, and to motivate youth. So everyone is aware. And what we do is that at the same time we emphasize on this being done ethically. And by ethics, what do we mean? We mean doing the right thing when no one sees, doing the right thing when no one acknowledges, doing the right thing even when it is the hard choice. So everyone is aware of. After defining my dream, I make it clear to my team members that, okay, when we actually focus on motivating youth, on assisting startups, and on encouraging investors to invest home, this is how we are going to generate money. And when we generate this money, this is what I'm going to do for you, and for this individual, I tell them clearly where they fall. It's kind of like I try to understand what they want. So when I finish defining my own goal, I kind of make it clear to them that when you help me achieve my goal, indirectly you're going to achieve yours. So much so that they're encouraged to achieve my own goals, because in so doing, they're going to achieve theirs. So please, the first tip I want to give on how to successfully manage a team is align your vision to that of your team members. Align your vision to that of your team members, which is define your vision so clearly, but while defining your vision, make sure your team members actually see themselves achieving their own goals. So some of your team members may just have as a goal maybe to gain experience. So let them also see how they're going to gain experience by achieving your own goals. Okay, so make sure that they can see themselves achieving their own goals while helping you achieve your vision. So the second tip on how to successfully manage a team is building trust. My colleagues gave me a birthday card, right? And in this birthday card, they actually wrote their wishes for me in this birthday card. But in their wishes, I could see some traits that they actually mentioned, which I believe to an extent, those traits are what they want to see in a leader in order to believe in the person without needing evidence. So some of these characteristics, as per what I could see in their wishes, included things like, so somebody wrote, continue being that special and nice person to us. Your presence in the office really inspires and motivates us. Okay, now what's the meaning of motivate? Okay, when somebody says you motivate the person, or when somebody wants you to motivate them, what does the person want you to do? So the person wants you to give them that reason to do something. And this is what I do. I actually do this deliberately. Whenever I ask any team member to do something, I make sure that I tell you why. Why do I want you to do this thing? I believe in teaching people principles so that they can apply them in many other situations and giving them rules to follow. Okay, so most of the times when I ask any team member to do something, I always give you the why. So I believe that telling people the why, giving people the reason why they should do something actually helps build trust. So let's look at the second one, okay? It says your dedication, determination, and vision inspires us to always give our best. So let's focus on determination. When somebody says you're determined, what does that mean? It means you have a sense of purpose. Okay? So it's very easy to trust somebody that you can tell that that person has a sense of purpose. Isn't it? I believe it is. So then one said, anyone can be a boss around, but it takes someone special to be a leader. So what does being a boss means? Most of the times being a boss is kind of like giving orders in a domineering manner, right? Anybody can do that. Anybody can tell you, go get this, go get me coffee, go get me this, right? Everybody can do that in a domineering manner, but people don't want that. But when you do that, you don't build trust. You actually demean people, and many people don't want that, right? You make people to lose respect, make people not to have confidence in themselves, okay? Because they feel kind of like, they always feel like they're lower than you. So, and one of my colleagues, okay, wrote, it is a pleasure to work with you. You characterize yourself as a talker. I see you as an electrifying inspirer. Your words go deep to elicit in us who we must be. When you're talking to people, let them understand that you care for them, right? Let them understand that you know exactly what you're talking about. And let them feel let them feel valued. So when people feel valued, whenever you're talking to them, even when you're rebuking them, they'll understand that it's out of love. Okay, so it's very important for you to actually demonstrate that inspiration to inspire people with your words. So don't just talk for talking's sake, talk to inspire. Now, one rule, you treat me with love and respect. I'm grateful to work with you. I want to be respected. I want to know that my boss loves me, right? Everybody wants to know that. So it's easy for me to talk to you, for me to open up to you, right? For me to believe in you when I know that you love me. It's easy for me to accept corrections when I know you're speaking out of love, right? So in so doing, you build respect. And now, how do you demonstrate to your team? How do you demonstrate to your team that you love them? So these are some of the little things that I do. Once in a while, I go sit with the team and we crack jokes. Once in a while, I ask them about their family. And guess what I do sometimes? I get to ask them about the names of their children. And I know I might forget, maybe within the first instances. So what do? I write them down. Because it's a deliberate thing that I'm doing, right? I write them down somewhere, and whenever I see you, I open that page, look for it. So when I've asked you about your child, maybe 3 to 4 times, I can remember the name. And just imagine how it feels if somebody who is managing you can remember the name of your child. So instead of just saying, hi, it's a family, you say, hi, it's John. You know, it creates some feeling of care, right? It creates that sense of, it creates that feeling that I care for you. I don't only care about my job. I don't only care about the job that you're doing for me. I also care about your family. And you know, it actually has to come from a place deeper than just the words. You should actually care for them. Because people know it when you pretend. People know it when you lie, right? People can feel it. So it should be because you really care about the family, you really care about the people, your team members, children. Is that okay? So those are some of the things that I do to demonstrate love and respect, which I think one of my colleagues is mentioning here. Then one also said, I like the way you're frank and honest in your dealings. This is inevitable if you want to build trust among your team members, because the only way people can trust you is if they believe that you're honest, if they believe that you're frank, if they believe that when you're telling them, oh, you've made a mistake, it's because you really feel they've made a mistake. It's not because you want to protect your ego. It's not because you want to feel like a boss, right? It's because they've actually made a mistake. And also, it's also very important that when they do something that is right, appreciate them. So that when they do something that is wrong and you tell them, don't know, oh, this lady always tells us when we're right, always appreciates us when we do something that is correct. So if today, this same lady is telling us that this thing is wrong, it means something is not correct. And they can be able to accept correction willingly, joyfully. Okay? And this same colleague continues by saying, you're such a wonderful leader who combines hard work and at the same time likes to have fun. Work hard, play hard, right? So just add some fun, make the environment fun feel. So I do that all the time. I like having fun. Actually, I like smiling, I like being happy. So, and one of them said, anytime I interact with you, I get to learn something new. This is a leader you are. Thank you. I learned something new, which means you must be at the top of your game, right? You actually have to be at the top of your game. At least make sure that you try as much as possible. I think many mentors always say, for you to be a leader, you have to be a good reader. So it's very important for you to read often, for you to understand what you're actually talking about. And when you don't know, ask. It's okay to ask, okay? Because the more you ask questions, the more you understand things, and the more you get other perspectives, right, to the same thing that you're thinking of, okay? So those are some of the traits that my colleagues mentioned in their wishes to me, which I think are very vital in building trust, okay? So you have to build trust. Build an environment where people can actually believe in you without needing evidence. The second tip was building trust. And the last tip is giving feedback and accepting feedback. So I just believe that this is kind of like inherent. When you build trust, okay, automatically people will be able to give you the right feedback. People will be able to give you the right feedback. If an environment is fun-filled, if people feel relaxed, if people feel free to air out their minds without being judged, without being condemned, right? They'll obviously give you feedback. And they'll give you feedback that you can rely on. Because they'll tend to love you. And because they love you, they don't want to see you go down. Because they don't want to see you go down, when they see something that you're doing that kind of might make you fall, they'll hurriedly come to you and maybe remove that banana peeling that you were going to sleep on. Okay, so just to prevent you from falling. So it's very important for you to be able to build trust so that the team can give you feedback. You really do need feedback. One example that I actually got on feedback was after the second season of the Shirlma show, I had Emmanuel come back with something like maybe Martin Luther's 95 points against the Catholic Church. So he came back with a lot of a lot of things that we could improve on. And believe me, this was actually amazing, because these are some of the things that you need in order to grow. Without feedback, you can't get better. You would think you've already arrived, right? You think you've already arrived, and before you know it, you're actually down the drain. You're down the drain. So it's very important for you to create an environment where people can give you feedback. And it's also very important for you to give your team feedback. Tell them what they're doing that is right, and tell them it's not right. I know in most companies they have this once in a year kind of appraisal stuff where they get to give feedback. But don't wait for once in a year. That's not cool for you to give somebody feedback. Make it something that comes maybe monthly. Okay, you can make it all quarterly. Worst case, quarterly. Okay, make it in such a way that you can have regular feedbacks. And there are some feedbacks that you should give immediately something occurs. Immediately, because that person needs it to do better. If not, you see this person in that same situation. So to summarize the 3 tips I had for you today on how to successfully manage your team. The first one was, ensure that your vision aligns with that of your team members. Building trust was the second tip on how to successfully manage a team. The third one was giving feedback and receiving feedback. And kindly note that when you've done all these things, people might still leave you. And when they leave you, it is okay. It doesn't make them bad either. It simply means that your dreams do not align. So it is okay. You let them go while you continue focusing on building yourself. And I do believe that when you do these things, you obviously attract the right team members and attract the right partners. People who see eye to eye with you will come closer to you, and they'll come towards you. People who don't see with your vision will obviously disappear. So this is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoy it. And if you did, please do like and leave your comments below. Share with friends and family. It might just help someone. Thank you so much for being with us today. This is Host Shirley, the host of the Shirlma Show. Thank you.